Hey, March Madness. Let's wrap it up. Shout out Black Race Records. Forever legendary. I'll try and be honest without politicking about music, right? But in reality, music, particularly being a very talented and dope rapper in the country that we live in, is not very sustainable. So at points you have these phases where it probably depresses you, or you focus on other things, because there was a portion where I was employed, so I was fully focused on that. You know, those phases where I had to go to school, so then I'm distracted by that as well. So that's just time and years and life, you know. So I think now I'm in a position in my life where I'm grown enough to understand my calling and the blessing of this talent, no bizolam, with regards to this music that I do. So it's not even a thing of I'm back because I chose to be back. It's just something you can't run away from at some point.
And I think that's why it's going to hard for me to finish it. Chloe is still smitten. The clan praises of regular Chloe is real fitting, and
That has come out right now.
In the country.
For me, it doesn't even count because it's like only the beginning. It's like literally a drop in the ocean. So we're getting into a position where I'm redefining myself while I'm still rediscovering the person that I'm becoming. You know, so it's what do we call this? I guess it's a black hole. Like, it doesn't end at this point. I'm just becoming what I'm becoming, and it's all gonna be expressed in my music.
Okay. Tell me about the name. I mean, like, I feel like, it's kind of weird that you would call yourself.
Let me tell you what happened. Right? Let me tell you what happened. The full story of the virus name, and I hope you record this so I can use it on clips later on.
I want to hear this.
We're doing World War III, I think. We had to battle at the park and whatever. This is like 08, I think.
Yeah.
I had other random names that people used to call me by because I have different names for different people.
Okay.
There's names that girls call me, my homies call me certain things, my family call me certain things, so there's that. So then, I have to go to the battle. I'm just like, yo, I can't go by Vumani and I can't go by any of my other nicknames. I need a name that's gonna stick. What lands? And then virus hits me. I'm like, oh, actually, yeah. You can never forget knowing someone called virus. One.
That's crazy.
Two, from biology, you know like what a virus does in your body.
Yeah.
Right? Like, get into your body and I take over. So Nazan Figilens how it's a konamile, that's that. I'm like, oh, actually, that has its weight as well. And then my first name is Vumani. That's the V.
Yeah.
So it's virus with an extra S. My second name is Samgele. That's why the extra S on the end.
Okay.
So I'm like, this is just a perfect name. Let's go with it.
Wow.
That's how it came about.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's different.
So the U, is it an EP?
No, what? March Madness?
Yeah, it's called March Madness.
March Madness is not even an EP like that.
Okay.
It was just a series of songs that I decided to do on a whim in March when we started the collaboration. And we built this conglomerate with 3 labels, and we decided to partner up and form the Bantfu Nation group. You know, so it was just when we were making those decisions and we're deciding that we're gonna collaborate. You know, Size is gonna bring his people, I'm gonna bring my people, X is gonna bring his people. And I was like, okay, cool. Let me just start the series and start the whole work relationship on a high and just drop some music, and yeah.
So
Hey, look, it's feeling like a cell, much closer to hell, really swell as well, voodoo spell, male-like.
So I'll be very technical with that, because I'll be technical and ngidaphinze ngibe sintu, ne? I-hip hop now ithandza kahle, and if you are in line with the culture of what hip hop is, uba sintu when it comes to it. You become very sensitive about the fundamentals of what hip hop is, right? I feel like at points when you try to dilute that with trying to make music that sells, it takes away from the essence of what the art form is, You know, and hip hop is one of the things that I'm passionate about. It's beyond just music. It's the lifestyle, it's your thought process, and you basically belong to some version of a subculture. You know, it ultimately defines who you are and who you become. You know, so when you stick to those fundamentals, you never really lose your path. You know, just like anything else, where you stick to fundamentals, whether you're an athlete, whether you belong to some secret society, whether you're religious, there's fundamentals that come with every faction. And
rap culture.
Yo, that's a tricky one. I don't know, I might offend a couple of people,
Yeah.
you know, in the way I answer this question, but as far as hip-hop is concerned, we have a lot of talented rappers.
Yeah.
Right? But then now, every now and again, I'm always having these conversations with a lot of the people that are in the faction. What is the hip-hop sound yakangwane? Because we all know hip-hop comes from America in terms of the traditional structure, right? But then every country or every society has their own variation of it. You know, in South Africa they started with Kwaito, and then there was Skanda hip-hop and how they do it now.
Yeah.
You know, like, what's our indigenous sound when it comes to hip-hop?
Yeah.
So that's something I'm still battling with. But then the state of hip-hop itself, we've got talented rappers.
Do you think you guys don't have a sound? Like rappers in Eswatini?
We don't.
Because I beg to differ.
Hold up.
Yeah.
And I know where you're gonna go with this.
Yeah.
Hold up. So the sound that we have, like, not in a bad way,
Yeah.
but I get very uncomfortable when people Swazify hip hop. I'm not saying don't do Venek. No.
Why?
Like, don't. He's gonna play a song, right?
Yeah.
The way I rap, I don't sound like a lot of these guys, right? But then a lot of these
Who are
guys.
these guys?
A lot of these guys that rap. I don't want to. Yeah, you know. She's trying to put me into a corner.
Who are these
Here's what I'm
guys?
saying. Here's what I'm saying. Localize the hip hop,
Yeah.
but don't Swazify it. I don't know if that
I
makes
don't
sense.
even know what that means. Swazified.
Okay, what would you define the Swazi hip hop sound to be?
I would define this. I feel like there's quite a number of rappers in Eswatini who are coming through to represent have an Eswatini aesthetic in their music, and I think it just needs to be named now.
Okay, fair
but
enough.
it
It
does
needs to be coined.
exist. Yeah, it does exist, and I feel like it's so. You are taking away from an industry and a market, a whole market, when you say don't Swazify.
Fair enough.
When in actual fact you can sit there and then name your South African types of hip hop.
Yeah, definitely.
You're literally saying people shouldn't Swazify hip hop in the same breath. I don't know.
Okay, I get where you're going.
Yeah.
But here's what I meant by that.
Yeah.
You know, like with the example of South Africans, right? There's these different sounds, Kanda, this, that. But it's all distinctive. But at the end of the day, it's all South African and it's the music industry. With us, like you are saying,
Yeah.
I think that's the one thing I can
I
say.
think
It's no,
so.
actually, we need to coin it.
Yeah.
Because me, as I am, I represent that fundamentally, right? But my style of rap or hip hop is traditional hip hop style, the American way.
Which is fine.
You know.
I can respect that.
You know.
Yeah, but like taking away from owning your Siswati in the artistic expression. Yeah.
With Black Race Records, that's where everything was recorded. Killa was the engineer. Producers were beats that I got wherever I got them, but I worked with only Extasy and 80 Script, and that was for a specific reason. Those are the only, not the only, but those two artists are very close brothers of mine, and we started doing music at around the same time, or rather, the music that we're doing came alive at around the same time when I started my record label. So I was like, yo, this is full circle. Like maybe 11 years later, it was only appropriate that I include them on one of the songs, because the idea was to just do songs by myself.
What I'm saying is the hiatus, one inspired it, because we've seen the likes of Diba went away, bro.
Yeah.
Like Diba literally disappeared off the face of the earth, and Diba is back like man
Nobody's
ain't
business.
never
Yeah,
left.
never left, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? what happened during that hiatus, and what literally brought you back to music? Like, what inspired you to come back, and what stopped you, and what
then-
brought you back?
Okay, cool. Let me try and put this.
And summarize.
Yeah, in summarize. So,
Yeah.
because I've had different stints and spells
Yeah.
over my hiatus.
Yeah.
Right? Because first project that I did was the YMV project. That was
Yeah.
in 2012.
Yeah.
Right. 2012, 2013. 2013 went to school. 2014 moved to Joburg school. 2015 Joburg school. So when I'm in school, I'm literally trying to be in school and get away from this hip hop thing.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah.
And then 2015 come back here, and then I hated the question of people asking me,
Can't
"Do you
you
still
listen
rap?"
in?
No, do you still rap? Like, that's the worst question. What's when usahlabela yini? I'm like, oh, what do you mean do I still rap? Then 2016 I dropped my first project. That's the one I got. We're overseas with Sans got nominated.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
That award there. So I did that one, and then I did my other one, Light and Darkness, 2018, 2019.
Yeah.
Did that one. Then there was a hiatus again up until now. I think to summarize it all and consolidate it into one thing,
Yeah.
I'll just say life happens more than
Okay.
anything. Life happens.
I don't think anybody who is actually an adult doesn't understand what you mean when
you know what I
say
mean? Life happens, exactly. Where it's like, hey, okay, cool.
It happens to all of us, man. I think that's it. So, literally March Madness. What
March
happened
Madness, it was a quick concept. So what had happened was I went into a studio with some of my other associates, a different studio from the one I normally work
Yeah.
on, because I usually work with Subjams at
Yeah,
the studio.
yeah.
So I went to another situation, and the homies were like, yo, let's do something.
Yeah.
Actually, I want to do something with you.
Yeah.
It was like literally in the middle of March. I'm like, yo, let me drop a song every week
Okay.
until March is over.
Okay.
So that's how the series started. March
Okay.
Madness. And now we're going into May Mayhem, where it will actually be more intentional about the time. All the
Okay.
songs are going to drop in May.
Okay.
'Cause all these songs are supposed to drop in March.
Okay.
But then...
So how many songs dropped in March? 2 or 3?
3.
3. So there's how many left?
No, the March Madness is done.
Yeah, I'm just talking
Series
about now.
complete.
You're saying May.
May Mayhem.
May
Mayhem.
May. Okay, so it's going to be another four songs that people, 5,
Oh, it's like 5,
give or
6,
take,
yeah,
give or take, that people can expect from you.
Because also, the attention span is say from Sigma Short.
Nuggetful. I think with, when I heard it about 4 years ago, and they said people are going to consume content in bite sizes, so about 30 seconds, but 1 minute. I was
That's
like, what
why
the hell
TikTok
is
is
that?
popular.
Even there was that series that Kevin Hart was part of, and those episodes were like 10 minutes each, bro. Like 10 episodes, 10 minutes, and I was like, what's the point? They were like, no, these are for those, like, when you're waiting for somebody, or when you're on the
Quick,
train,
like, okay,
when
quick.
you're on the train, so it like moves as quickly as possible. And I was like, what the hell? Anyway, but I mean, the world is moving the way that it is moving. With regards to, just off the topic,
Sure.
with regards to Y&V, I've gotten quite a couple of songs.
Yeah,
Is there a project that's coming out soon? Because I've been bumping the songs, and I know
songs, yeah.
the songs ain't out yet.
Bro, the project is done.
Okay.
The project is complete. I think right now we're just ironing out the logistics around it, because when you have something good, when you
Yeah.
have gold,
Yeah.
you don't want to play with it.
Yeah.
So we need to make sure when it drops, it has the impact it should have, and it means what it means. Firstly
Yeah,
to
and
us
to you guys,
and
yeah.
the country as well.
Yeah.
Because YMV coming together is more of a national thing.
Yeah, it's insane. Do you know it's so funny that you're saying what it means to you guys? I saw Java saying something so prolific just the other day. He said he didn't like Umtele, he didn't like any song on that album. And,
As an artist,
and when came time to drop it, he was like, nah, let's start again. I don't want to put this out. They put out the music,
And then
and
boom.
that album went kaboom. And he was like, that's when I understood that this thing is not even about me. It's about the people the music belongs to the people. It doesn't belong to me.
Exactly.
It doesn't belong to me. So what can we expect from you this year? Is there a project that's going to drop, or are you just going to be doing these 1-2s? And is your music available on DSPs?
Expect a lot from me musically. I might even give you guys 2 projects.
Are you being for real?
I'm serious.
Okay.
Like, I'm on full work mode, and as soon as I do the official projects, yes, they will be available on all DSPs.
Okay.
And all platforms where you need to get it at.
Okay. So any of the music that we're playing now, is it available anyway? It's not available anyway?
No, that's just YouTube specifically.
Wow. Okay, so it is available on YouTube.
Yeah, specifically.
Hey, under virus or under flawless, because we need to know.
So it's Virus Africa
Everywhere.
across all social
VIRUSS Africa.
Africa, proper
With a
spelling.
C or with a K.
Proper spelling.
Okay, not
Nah, no,
all
not
sin.
You know?
I
Any
mean,
last- any
I
last
love,
words
I
from you,
love
my darling?
everything. I love everything about the brand Virus,
Thank you, ma'am.
and I love.
So I think what probably inspired that is the fact that if you're a real artist, your music is therapy. Your music is healing, right? First, it heals you, and then possibly heals everybody else that listens to it. So there's a lot of references to things I never really talk about, but things that I go through and maybe I'm uncomfortable to talk about. So I figured, you know what, let me just not be uncomfortable with talking about certain things. For example, I make reference to women I've dated, like women that have been that have had a positive or negative impact in my life. So I address that. I touch on my family a little bit, conversations like my mom and my brother, things I never ever talk about. So I was like, yo, let me just go into that dark space just for my own healing. And funny enough, I think it worked because I'm in a better space holistically, because now
as a lady, how do you feel about the song? As a lady, as a lady, this one,
Look, first off, I would really like to thank you, though you made me all news. Then you started at them brand new. Was well nourished when I had you on the menu. Even though it's from a distance, I appreciate you sharing me. Your impact was major, so I gotta give you kudos. I found myself in all the day I met you, knowing that in 69 days I regret to. Remember that, the first day.
the landscape of music and hip hop in particular in this country is very interesting, to say the least, right? It's very, very interesting, and I'm not gonna knock anybody for the stuff that they do, but I get a very funny feeling. My hands and my body twitches when people start doing things for the commercial appeal of appealing to a demographic that doesn't even understand the culture itself.
Hambe kakhulu phela.
Interview done, it's a wrap.
Khuluma hambe kakhulu.
Crazy one. It was a dope one, right? Everything is in order. Everything is in order, man. It was lovely. Good hosts, good chats, good energy. You know, live on Instagram as well. I hope you caught that. But I'll give you guys a proper update very soon when we use this content that we're doing right now. Appreciate everybody for tuning in, and I appreciate everyone for being fans of the pod. Shout out. Homies will sign out too. Oh, of course. You know, people don't understand that I've been doing this for a long time, so it's very easy. You know, you can wake me up at any time and I'll drop you a bar. Case in point. Employment got terminated, Caesar died of germinated, second guessing every other plan I ever formulated. Hater when it's work related, income always regulated, girlfriend cheater, copulated, relationship complicated. Had to take it in stride, my pride got motivated, put it in, kept it inside, breakup was consummated. I don't front and try to act like it didn't hurt me. Life slapped me in the face, welcome to your 30s. 30-side throwback, curry on the jersey. Go when the boy rap, never show him messy. It's that simple, you know. And then now you have to rewind that and try to understand what the person was saying. Keep it simple, man. We do this. Top 5 dead or alive, at least in this country.
Alright, thank you, guys. That was the end.
Yeah. Guys, just go on the socials. It's Virus Africa everywhere. Stream all the music, consume the content, enjoy it, engage with your boy. Let's have a good time, man. There's more content coming, and I know you people are gonna like it. Shout out. It's all love.
That was easy.